Hey there, what's up? Welcome to our channel Pixel to Program. So today we will talk about while loops in C. And in this video we will discuss while loop and basic syntax of while loop. And we will explain it with program step by step. So in previous video we discussed about for loop in C. Today we will discuss about while loop in C. So let's start. While loop in C. So what is while loop? A while loop is a type of loop in C that keeps executing a block of code as long as given condition is true. So while loop is a type of loop in C. It is a type of loop in C language that keeps executing. It keeps executing a block of code. It keeps executing a block of code as long as the given condition is true. So as long as the given condition is true, it keeps executing a block of code. Think of like this, like a checklist. It keeps repeating until a certain condition is no longer met. A while loop in C is a type of loop that keeps running as long as certain condition is true. So it keeps running as long as certain condition is true. So there is simple explanation of while loop. Think of it like a repeating instruction that checks a condition before running. So think of it like repeating instruction that checks a condition before running. So it checks a condition before running, like a repeating instruction. If a condition is true, the loop runs. So if a condition is true, the loop runs. If the condition becomes false, the loop stops. If the condition become true, the loop runs. If the condition become false, the loop stops. So basic syntax of while loop. So while is the keyword we use in while loop. So at first there is keyword of while. There is keyword while, then condition. There we have to give the condition. Then after that code inside the loop. So next slide. This is about definition of while loop and a simple explanation of while loop. I think you understand better. So there is while loop syntax. Parts of while loop in C. A while loop has three main parts. So in previous video we talked about for loop. So we talked about the three parts of for loop syntax. In for loop also there is three main parts: initialization, condition, and increment or update. So in a while loop also there is three main parts. Initialization means set up a variable before the loop starts. So you have to set up a variable before the loop starts. Like I, it is a variable, you have to set up I equal to 0. So it is a setup variable 0. So from 0 the loop will starts. After that, condition. The loop runs as long as the condition is true. So the loop runs as long as the condition true. Like there in the while part, in bracket, first bracket, you have to give the condition. So like I less than equal to 5 or I less than 5. So this will true until I less than 5. Okay. So until the condition is true, the loop will run. Okay. So this is the condition. After that, increment or update. Increment or update what? I plus plus or I minus minus I plus plus means I plus 1. So change the variable inside the loop to avoid an infinite loop. Because it is important to give I plus plus increment operator or decrement operator, because uh, you can avoid infinite loop from this updation or increment operator. So this is the three main parts of while loop syntax. So go ahead. Example, print numbers from 1 to 5. So there is a C program where I am printing numbers from 1 to 5. So at first header file hash include stdio.h, then int main, which is the main function. After that, second bracket, curly braces open, and then int is a data type, I is a variable, equal to 1, which is the initialization. In every loop you have to initialize the variable with a value before, because if no initialization, then your loop can't be run, because initialization is must. Your loop runs from that value, starts from that value, your loop starts from that value. Okay, so it is the initialization part. After that, while loop starts, while I less than equal to 5. So it is the condition, you have to give the condition. This is the second point. So condition run while I is 5 or less. While I is 5 or less, the condition run till then. So after that, printf function percentage d slash n, then I. After that, increment, in increment I plus plus. So I plus plus means I plus 1, so increase I by 1 in each iteration. So then return 0. So then go to the loop. So while I less than equal to 5, so I is initialized as 1, so 1 less than equal to 5, which is true. So print a percentage d slash n I, it will print 1. Okay, then I plus plus, I plus plus means I plus 1, then 1 plus 1 is 2. Then again we have to go to the while loop. Then 2 less than equal to 5, which is true. Then printf percentage d I, then I am printing 2. After that, I plus plus, so I plus plus means I plus 1, so 2 plus 1, which is 3. So then 3 less than equal to 5, which is true. Then again we print 3. After that, I plus plus, I plus 1, 3 plus 1 is 4, so 4 less than equal to 5, so which is true. Then it will print 4 in printf function. After that, I plus plus, so 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 less than equal to 5, 5 equal to 5, which is true, so it print 5. After that, I plus plus, 5 plus 1 is 6, so 6 is 6 less than equal to 5, which is false, so loops terminate. So this is the loops part in while loop. So let's see this program and run this program in the compiler. So now we write the program which we have discussed and check the output. So there at first a header file and then main function and then int data type I, initialization 0, semicolon. After that, okay, I'm giving 1. Okay, and then while loop, while I less than equal to 5. Okay, so then second bracket. After that, printf percentage d slash n and that and I. Okay, semicolon, then I plus plus, which is must, because if you don't give that, loop will run infinite time. Okay, so after that, enter 0. So there is 3 part: initialization, then condition, then increment. So let's run the program, check what is the output. Yeah, check. The output is given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so beware of infinite loops. If we forget to update I, the loop will never stop, which I discussed. If we don't remember to update or increment, the loop will never stop. This is called infinite loop. So the loop is run infinite time. So example of an infinite loop. Don't run this. So at first initialization, then while condition I less than equal to 5, then printf percentage d slash n I. So no I plus plus is here, so the loop runs forever, infinite time. So you have to give I plus plus or I minus minus if you want to run a normal loop. But if you want to run an infinite loop, then okay, no problem. But for normal program writing, you have to give I plus plus or I minus minus in your while loop. So don't run this, please. Okay, next slide. Let's use the while loop to find the sum of the first 5 natural numbers. So let's do that. So yeah, there is header file and main function. After that, I am taking int as a data type n equal to 5. So n equal to 5 because number equal to 5, because it is taking sum of 5 natural numbers. So I'm taking 5, then sum equal to 0, initialize sum equal to 0, and then I equal to 1, initialize I equal to 1. Okay, after that there is a while loop, and then I less than 5. Okay, oh my god, n. So I'm giving n 5 as n. So I'm taking n. Then sum equal to sum plus I. Okay. After that I plus plus. Okay. Which is then sum, then I plus plus. Okay. Then after that printf the sum of first percentage d natural numbers percentage d slash n. Okay, then comma, then n, then sum. Okay, semicolon, then return 0, which is there. So let's go through this program. At first there is header file and then main function, then int n equal to 5. So we take number as 5 because we want 5 numbers, and then after that sum we initialized as 0, then I we initialized as 1. Then while loop starts while I less than equal to, so n is what, n is 5, so I less than equal to 5. So now I is 1, so 1 less than equal to 5, which is true. So sum equal to sum plus I, sum is 0, 0 plus I, which is 1. So sum is 1, then I plus plus, so I is now 2. Then 2 less than 5, which is true. Then sum plus I, so sum is now 1, 1 plus 2, which is 3. Sum is now 3. After that I plus plus, which is 2 plus 1, 3. 3 less than n, which is true. Then sum is 3. Sum was 3, but and now we are add with I. So I is now 3. So 3 plus 3, which is 6. So sum is now 6. After that I plus plus, so I plus plus means 3 plus 1, 4. 4 less than 5, which is true. Then sum is 6. 6 plus 4, which is 10. Okay, so then I plus plus, I is 4, so 4 plus 1, 5. So 5 less than 5, which is false. Then the loop will be terminated. So let's check the sum. Then after that printf sum, the first percentage in natural number, it will give print the sum of this. So let's check the output. Yeah, 10. Okay. When to use a while loop? A while loop is best used when we don't know in advance how many times the loop should run. For example, so while loop is best when we don't know in advance how many times the loop should run. For example, taking user input until they enter a specific value. So user input is what, when user gives input, then uh, the loop will run. Okay, so taking the user input until they enter the specific value, until the user enter the specific value, reading a file until the end, reading a file until the end, running a loop until the condition dynamically changes. This is when to use a while loop. So that's all for today, guys. Today we discussed about while loop, syntax of while loop, and definition of while loop, and then we also discussed it with the program. And in next video we will discuss about do while loop, which is exit control loop, and for loop and while loop is entry control loop. So entry control loop is completed, and then we will discuss about do while loop in next video. So thank you for today. Take care and see you in next video.